Kuri thayo ucio ni njenga wa muthaka ni mubui wa mbare ya mbu niguo njitagwo ngetika. Titles. Kuri thayo. Now, today is of course Mars Day, aka Tuesday. The colors of the day are usually red. So Tuesday is that aggression, that anger that you have, that you need, that passion that you need to put in your life to take action and start doing things for yourself. So Tuesday is Mars Day, the planet of war, and the metals for the day is iron. That is why we have Iron Man wearing red. Now, back to the video. So on Tuesday, we like to take all that anger that we are feeling, and then we transmute that energy. So you are here to transmute your energy. So we like taking all that Tuesday anger that you are feeling, and you transmute it. So you shine that energy into something that you want to change in your life. And nowadays we have what we call Reparenting Tuesdays, where you come here and we learn how to be better parents because we are all broken. And if you don't heal, then there's no healing nation. You cannot pray about it. You cannot march for it. You can do no shit apart from healing yourself, so that when you birth your descended thoughts and feelings, aka your sons and daughters, you birth a healed nation. Now, you all grew up in homes. Whatever your circumstance or home or area, that's a home. Whether it's a children's home, that was a home. That was a Jerusalem. Now, what are some of the examples? What are some of the examples? Can you know that you grew up in a good home, that your home was safe for you, that your home was like the thing, the Bethlehem, the bee, okay, the Bether, where you go, the second. Now, when you're growing up, this is the question for you now. Now you're self-reflecting to see whether the so-called parents that you praise raised you the way you're supposed to be in a safe environment. Okay, there's a difference between a spiritual mother and a spiritual father, and there's a difference between a physical father. So right now we are just on the parenting side of you being brought up. Now, whenever your father or your mother hurt you, whether they shouted at you, Georgie Diongo, talk up. So whether they shouted at you, or whether they physically abused you or touched you or pinched you or slapped you, did they ever apologize for that? Because if they didn't apologize for anything that they put you, anything that put you down as a child when you needed to be protected and nurtured and raised, upraised, because you are the descended son to be like your father, the one who came you before you, you are farther away. Okay? He is farther away in this world because he came before you. So whether he gave birth to you and he was 20, he was still farther away in a lifetime. You may be a spiritual father, but in this dimension, he was your farthest away, your ancestor, your footprints in the sand. You came through him. Now, if the father or your mother never apologized, that means you have no accountability skills. And remember, out of apologizing is where you get accountability skills. And when you have accountability skills, then this is how you can heal or repair a relationship. AKA, if you're in a relationship, for you to heal and repair that relationship, then you need accountability skills. And the accountability skills come from when you are being raised by your mother and father. When they beat you, when they punished you, when they shouted at you, when they locked you outside the door, did they ever apologize for treating you like that? Because they did you wrong. Because if you're a baby, if they never did that, then you're going to have problems in your current relationships. Because you have no accountability. Because you never learned accountability from your mother and father. Things go very deep. So when people come, oh, Jagamo Dhaka, I went to see a psychologist. I've been going through 7 counseling lessons. I see feel suicidal. It's because your psychologist does not understand how deep this goes. They go as far as the books. They tell you are abused when you are growing up. They just ask you the basic questions, but they're not going to the roots. So that now you, if you know by default that your parent never apologized at all, then you know by default you have no accountability skills. So it's about damn time you learned accountability skills, aka is about fucking time you started learning to apologize when you do stuff to people. Learn now, because you never learned it from your father and mother. Start being sorry. Start admitting your mistakes in your relationships. Stop saying all men are dogs. Maybe you have no accountability skills. Okay? You don't know how to repair a relationship. You're jumping from one relationship to another. You are serial dater. Serial cheater. Okay? Accountability skills stem from whether you learn them from your mother and father. Number 1. 2 now. If you grew up in a family where there was no parentification, or what you call parentification. So what is parentification? Parentification is a situation whereby when your parents made you a secondary parent over your siblings. You are the oldest. You are carrying your sister. You are carrying your older, cooking for them, doing everything for them. That is parentification. And in a safe family unit, there is no parentification, because you are not your mother. Your mother decides to give birth. It should be your mother's duty to take care of that and take care of you, not make you take care of the other children. And this is something in the African context, whereby most of you who are employed, even today, you still have to pay for your school sisters' fees. You still have to educate your sisters to higher levels and everything. And I know there's hours of experience. You are still needed to take care of other siblings. Parentification. Now, most of the families are guilty of parentification. Okay? So now, let's say now you have an issue of parentification. That means your parents were never aware of your limits. Wewe ulikuwa mtoto, but sasa umekuwa, wewe ndio unapika, wewe ndio unaosha nguo, wewe ndio unabeba watoto wengine. Because as a child, those are not yours. So they never took care to understand your limits as a child. Those are your parents now. Okay? So what does this do? This impairs you. Now as an adult, you don't know about limits. So you can take all the abuse you can take. Your husband can beat you. Your wife can beat you. They can do anything to you. Because out of the parentification, you never learned limits, how much you can take. So even as an adult, you're still taking bullshit in your relationship. You're still being beaten, battered by your husband every day, every night, no dogiura. And then you have to find a reason or not leaving this man. It's because of the children. So again, you're repeating the same trauma. Again, you're repeating the same generational curses. Thinking that you're not. Because you don't even see how it has been happening for you to heal from the back there. You are growing up. Did at any point your parent ask you if you are okay? What was your need? Apart from kukula, did your parent ever ask you? You as an adult, even now, you know so many people, you find them, you ask them, are you okay? You see someone there, you go, are you okay? But did your parent ever ask you if you are okay? Do you ever ask your children whether they are okay? When you see them just seated there, or do you leave them to their gadgets and their TVs, or they have no feeling, so you don't even feel the need to ask? Yet, ukiona mtu mwingine unamuuliza, uko sawa boss? Are you okay? Do you want jamaa? Have you ever asked your child, are you okay? Like properly. Are you okay? Can we talk about something? You know? If your parents never did that for you, I don't see you doing it, but you can start now. Start understanding your descendants, your thoughts and feelings, your sons and daughters. Start asking them, are you okay? Okay? So that son doesn't ask you, oh Father, why thou forsaken me? It's in your Bible, but you don't know how to read the Bible. Because someone brought it to you as a history book, read a chapter for you. They never gave you the keys. You have no Solomon keys to open the stargates, the portals. Okay? The spaces within spaces to understand the book as an esoteric book. Esoteric meaning hidden, shadows. Occult book, that which is hidden. Now, back to the video. So, Tumako are adults who have never asked you whether you are feeling okay. So, do you have what you call a healthy communication house? Is there healthy communication? Was there healthy communication in your house without what you call emotional manipulation? So in your home when you are growing up, did you have what you call healthy communication? Was it safe to say what you feel? I'll give you an example. Kwa jagawa muthaka in my home, even Asali, Nyambura, she is free to speak her mind. For example, turathite kugura nyororo ya ngui. So mundu wa duka nini aramwenderia, hii ndio mzuri, umbo inaingiza mguu hapa, inafanya unafunga hapa mgongo, sijui nini. Nyambura amemwangalia tu. Akamwambia take this one, nikaambiwa ni 700. Nikaambiwa mwenye nauza, Nyambura can make her choice. So Nyambura alichukua chain nyingine, anaziangalia. So adult anamwangalia zile za what, and then finally she's like, I like this. I prefer this one because of this and this and this. So that's a child who's allowed, okay, to have a healthy communication. Things are not just imposed on her. So venye tulinunua nyororo nikamwambia, Monini umenunua hiyo nyororo na umbo yako ni ndogo. Sungechukua ingine leather iko hivi na hivi na hivi. Anajera hapana. Hata hii si ya umbo ndogo. Hii nimenunua ni ya umbo kubwa. Another spare one. That lady didn't have what I wanted in colors. Maybe next time atakuwa na in colors. But kama atakuwa na in colors, nitachukua hiyo alikuwa ananipea. I also didn't like the material. You get what I'm saying? So there's healthy communication. Si kuambia mtoto chukua hiyo nyororo na unalipa unatoka. Because when you feel safe to say what you want, even when you're in a relationship, you can say something, you can speak, you can say, listen my love. Okay? I love looking at women. I love beautiful women. I love flirting with women. You are my woman, but hey, if they tell you I'm flirting with them, you know me, you fell in love with me, that's who I am. Okay? They can tell you, hey my love, you know you don't take me out. I know we are married and shit and everything, but I need a drink once in a while. I'm not asking for too much, but can you be taking me at least once a month? I'll make sure I'll be back home in time. I'll be making arrangements for the children, because you're allowed to say what you feel. Not yet no ginya muthondeke ati ni murathie kiama nigetha one ha kunywera ngorana. Ngorana na ru obitidika iwekane ni nywete njohi. Fuck that. If you're drinking alcohol, your husband should be buying you wine and putting it in the house for you. While parentification can have negative like trauma and such, what about the positives like building resilience and competency? Now, there goes Mwaura Mushemi. You know Aquarius is the intelligent people. That is why they always ask an intelligence question. Parentification is abuse in all ways, shapes and forms, because you are not building resilience and competency. There's a difference between what you call household chores that you can do as a family. You know, mudhuri uma akahataja, mamuwani wasiani akaona, even your children learn to wash dishes. Nyamburani adi agathabia dishes. But it's not that every day mwanosio ni alithamba gido, mwanosio ni alihuragira nguo. There's a difference. Tau Nyamburani out of her own goodwill, I want to do dishes today. She's gonna get up there, do the dishes. You get what I'm saying? But it's not her thing. But now the thing is, now with our children, we make it a job. Na gore muthabiti indo icio. No, don't talk to children like that. Tukore mathabiti indo. Nio makurugite. That's parentification. Okay? Osha vyombo, watoto watakuuliza mom, si nikuanzie wash with them, kamua, osha akikamua, mwingine anapanguza na towel. Teamwork makes the dream work. Each one teach one. But there's a difference. Parentification is whereby unaachiwa mtoto by force, hata hujaulizwa. Utinde na mwana ucio na ngore yarite, that is parentification. Ndigakore guku gutari kuhande, that is parentification. Ngore mwarite maurire, that is parentification. You're supposed to make the bed with them. Have you taught them how to make a bed together? To the point, it will be fun for them to make the bed without you saying. They'll be waking up, taking, chukua hiyo kona venye maitu alituonyesha. They make the bed because you showed them. Not parentification. Because parentification is abuse. There's no safety there. Tondu ni amenya akorwo matarite no marihorwo. That's parentification. You get the difference, Mr. Maura Mushemi. Shout out to that big Aquarius. Maura Mushemi, the scientist. Now, another way that you can tell, oh shit, my family was shit. Dura juga gati aganida ina family ukamenya, oh shit, my family is shit. There are so many families, and especially for our women. You know, I have so many people who come to me, and most of the women, let me not say most because then, but that is the statistics of most of the women have been abused. So most of the women were either touched inappropriately by their fathers, their uncles, their bigger brothers, their cousins. So 90% of our African women have been abused in one way, shape, or another sexually when they were growing up. A teacher touched her. And not just the girls, even the men, but mostly for the girls. So a lot of the times, most of the women that I've been interacting with, they went and reported to something. So most of the women will at least look for someone who is safe, and they will say something. Alikuwa aliniguza hivi, or huyu alifanya hivi. Mom, nikwambie nani alikuwa ataka kunifanya tabia mbaya. You see? So if you came up in a family where you are not listened, like the parent dictated to listen what you are saying, to be listened to as a child, you didn't come up in a proper family. Because a child needs to be listened to. And a lot of the women who are my clients, who have been raped or abused or touched inappropriately, who are having problems in their daily marriages out of that abuse, because they can no longer even look at their man like a man. They look at their man just for the sake of the family and bringing a family, but they have even enjoyed sex with a man because their father used to rape them, so they hated every man, but now they have a man who is married to them. So do you get how deep the trauma goes? Because someone didn't listen to them. They tried to say it, mom, no one listened. So the uncle raped them. The teacher touched them. If, God forbid, one of my daughters was to come and tell me that someone touched her inappropriately, then they would know. Because there's no way that child is going to just come and start telling you someone touched her inappropriately for no reason. If you know how to raise a child, they will always tell you. Why? Because they will always feel safe telling you. Let your child feel safe telling you about things that are happening in her life. Make him feel listened to as a child. When they feel listened to, they will never hide anything from you. Children hide things because they have not been listened to. So since you are not listening and they can't ask, they hide and do it behind the scenes. But if they had been listened to, they would have said, Mom, in Nure school, John had this, and they were doing this, they were sniffing, then John was going like this. Mom, what is that? You tell the child, that is cocaine, my baby. That is cocaine. Your other children in school are using cocaine. However, don't snitch on them for using cocaine. Do you like cocaine, my child? Your child will be like, no, I don't like cocaine. What do you like? I like Moratina. You see, child, Moratina is made of this and this and this, and it turns your waters into, But you see, if you use cocaine, it's chemicals, and when you put them in your nose, they don't work the same. You see, child, yeah. So, child, you go out there and play with the other children in their cocaine. But now you know the difference between cocaine and marijuana. Listen to your children. They'll always tell you. They'll always tell you, when I go to my auntie gives me 2 pieces of meat and gives everybody else 6. Your child is counting. They are in school. They can count the pieces of the pie. They can say, Mom, wana nikienda kwa auntie yule mwingine, ananipakianga Brumband, anapakia watoto yake peanut butter na jam. Nikimwambia nipakie jam, ananiambia kwani kwetu kuna kuanga na jam. Listen to your children. And maybe you even see the snakes in your back. The people have been backstabbing you in business and everything. Remember, these are your descended sons and daughters. These are your descended thoughts and feelings. These are the feelings or the thoughts that you have had and they have fallen. So you suspected that in the first place. Here comes your child to remind you that your best friend is your worst enemy. Now, let's say you grew up in a home where everything was free. Everyone could say anything they want. Free. Feel free to be different. So if you're in that home, whether you are feeling happy or you are feeling unhappy, no one blames you. So it is a home where everyone is free to be themselves. One child is singing, one is dancing, one is watching a movie, one is drawing. A feel-free home whereby there was no narcissist. One narcissist parent who was like, hakuna kuongea, kujeni hapa, kila mtu homework. Mkimaliza homework, mkae chini muone TV. That's a stupid parent who doesn't even understand children have different alignments and different personalities, spirits, different souls, vibrations, and frequencies. So your children should be in a home where they are free to be free any way they want. Your child wants to be in the bedroom, let him be in the bedroom. Your child wants to read, let him do his homework then. The other child wants to do homework when the other one is sleeping, let it be. One child wants to be in the house, one wants to be outside playing, let it be a free home where you are free to explore your own imaginations. Every child is free to explore different things, and that is why you are losing it, why the whites have beaten you to this. Because the white people, they allow their children to choose different things. What do you want to do? Music? You do music. What do you want to do? Archery. What do you want to do? Football. What do you want to do? Do this. You give your children no choice. Tunataka kukua musician kama nani hapa kwetu? Nani umeota wapi wewe? Ushaisikia kuna mwanamuziki kwa hii familia? Wewe soma, acha ujinga wewe. Wewe soma kama Kamau. Ujinga kama mamako. You know when the child is stupid, it's always like the mother. Akierevuka, mwana mogetai. No, I'm saying shout out to mwana mogetai. Shout out to mwana mogeta maito wao. Now, bogone yake roho ni mukode pip. Kuga thiete wega muno. So, tokinyetia ha before you are interrupted. Tokinyetia hali hakiria. Hariri tokinyetia hali ha mwana freedom for the children. Yeah, that is kanori mwe. In fact, daddy guthirukagia nyamu ino ndatumiro ne Nyambura made this for me. Nyambura made this for me too. So this one made by Nyambura. This one made. No daro no daddy kana. Tokoragia ora children having their own freedoms to do things the way they want to do them. So when we are talking of reparenting, since we cannot parent our parents, it cannot be like, you should have brought me like this, you should have been like Baba Gathoni, you should have been like Baba Kenyanjui, you should have been like Baba Wajiko. Instead of trying to reparent our parent, and their time is already gone, reparenting is us now becoming better parents. AKA, your thoughts and feelings, your descended sons and daughters can be healed. So when those spirits are jumping into you, when you're in the sex energy, creation, something you're paying attention to, something you're heavily paying attention to, so those spirits have to jump into that. So you only attract spirits that resonate with your whole reparenting energy, your aura, and what's shining in your aura. or your light. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. So whatever light you are shining as a spirit, let it be a spirit that has shed all this abuse on how to parentification of children, no communication in the home, all this. So because you have shared that, now you are lighter being, more expansive, more out there, a lighter being, less dense. You only attract spirits that are less dense, and that's how you are going to heal spiritually, by birthing sons and daughters who are already healed from the internal. So those spirits only get attracted to high minds, gold minds. So let's get back to our gold minds. Let's get out of cobalt minds, because the people who are ahead of us spiritually are on gold minds. That is why they give the best to their children, because even when the children, when you're attracting them, they only attract the best. But you are cast in rotations of religions, the 2022 century, the 22nd century Pharisees, and people still lost in religion, to the point now you have even taken religion to your highest houses, thinking prayer is going to help you. Well, this is spiritual warfare, and you have to see behind the scenes. Christianity is not your enemy. All these religions are not your enemy. They are your lostness. You choose them. You decide to go to them. Or you can remember what it means and be one of a kind. You learn what they are saying, but you see it as a reflection, and you become better, and you don't become those things. But most of you become the Bible. Most of you become the Christian. Most of you become whichever denomination you are following, and you can never become something that was there before you, because that way you're not an original seed. You're following another mind, another mentality, another God, another deity, another entity, another demon, something that is not pure. God is all possibilities. Start unlearning and jump into new spaces for yourself. Kuma gitinda kia ngoro yakwa, Chega wa Muthaka, love you from the bottom of my heart. Do have a beautiful Reparenting Tuesday. Become better parents, so that when you meet Chega wa Muthaka and you decide to make a baby, your mind and my mind, we can only make high vibrating minds and attract high vibrating seeds. Jara no kirimaine, shout out to Murogo wa Kimari. Thayo.